Welcome to Foundation Friday. The dedication and covenant of silent unity was signed on December 7th, 1892 by Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, founders of the Unity movement. It is unlikely when they signed this covenant that they had any idea how far-reaching unity would be as it evolved into the church we know and love today. We invite you to join us as we explore and share some of the original ideas, teachings, and writings of the men and women who created the foundation of the Unity Church.
Hi, thank you so much for joining us today as we present our Foundation Friday. This is time we take to look back at the founding members of the original or early Unity times. Today we are looking at the writings from Myrtle Fillmore. She was the co-founder of the Unity movement, kind of the mother of unity. And in 1936, some of her letters and writings were put into a book called Letters of Myrtle Fillmore. And these readings come from that book. This is a couple of letters she wrote on developing our faculties. So I will read these to you and hope you enjoy the wisdom of Unity Mom Myrtle Fillmore. Developing our faculties. The only way to abide in cosmic consciousness is to develop your own Christ consciousness, the abiding realization of oneness with God mind and of its ideas as directing all the faculties in fulfilling the divine purpose in being. All true followers of Jesus Christ are required to discipline the human self in the journey from the personal to the Christ consciousness. The human part of us wants to cling to things visible and to other people. But as the impersonal spiritual Christ finds expression, we gradually cease to lean upon these material limitations. Our spiritual faculties become so strong, vital, and substantial that we are able to contact the great invisible through them. When these faculties are developed, the invisible reality becomes, to us, even more real and substantial and enduring than material things are to the senses. As we study God as mind and man as mind, we find that in the expression of divine ideas, man has definite centers of consciousness, which the soul has built through its effort to use the divine ideas or qualities of being. We have found that there are 12 central or basic centers of consciousness, which are the result of the soul's use of the God qualities of life and love and wisdom and power and substance. These centers of consciousness are centers of God mind, but they have built the physical organism through which they express. So we have 12 locations in the body where the soul expresses definite qualities, which go to make up the Christ consciousness. At least we term it Christ consciousness when the individual is expressing himself under divine law. Developing these latent powers and capabilities of the inner man is the key that will open us to the kingdom and give us Christ mastery. When we do this, we shall succeed in whatever we undertake. None of us are yet able at all times to keep our faculties expressing perfectly, but we are finding out that we can discipline ourselves and call upon the Spirit of God to act through us, which is the light that is given to every one of us as we come into being, and that gives us whatever we need in the way of love and wisdom and faith and understanding, zeal and life and strength, the power and the will and the imagination to carry out the divine pattern and in an orderly way eliminate or renounce all that has not been implemented in us by the Father. And here's the next one. In the development of faculties and powers, talents and self-expression through them, and in the service to others that one must consider in order to be truly successful and satisfied, one must go to God mind to learn what is truly best for the soul at the time. Sometimes the soul will get into a rut and the desire to excel in some particular line, disregarding development along other lines. We need all our faculties awake and alert to discern the reality of being and to see through the becoming things to the underlying cause and to eventual order and perfection. We find that a daily development of all our faculties keeps us better balanced. And the next letter. Faith and love are qualities of divine mind that bring the individual into close communion with the Father and source of all light and blessings. Having quickened faith and love, one may go a long way on life's path and solve many problems. But eventually, the very quickening of these two faculties of the soul will call for a full rounded development. Faith and love will prompt a person to identify himself with the best he knows in religious life. This brings him to a realization of the need of developing more and more of the Christ powers. Also, the need of giving up the old race beliefs and human fears and even personal ambitions. All that does not measure up is left behind as he follows Jesus Christ in calling and educating his disciples or faculties. Love without cooperation of wisdom and good judgment and will would not give us a well-rounded expression that we desired. Yet purified love will make it much easier to direct these other faculties in accord with the Christ pattern. You speak so often of love and the importance of love and the necessity of love and healing, and that you make many affirmations of love and power. Well, now, wouldn't it be well to remember that there are a number of qualities equally important and that the development of these others is just as necessary as the exercise of love? God is love, but God is also life and power and strength and substance. Love is little more than affection and animal devotion until other faculties are developed to the point of enabling the individual to see and others understand in others that which is loved. Faith must be active. Discrimination or judgment must help one to see the real and to understand that which appears perhaps unlovely. Imagination must picture the God qualities in one's fellows and in one's environment that are lovable. Understanding must keep the love from becoming negative or even selfish. Will must hold one to a true course and to that which good judgment indicates as best. Renunciation plays its part in that it helps us to give up that which would hinder development. Strength must be recognized as from within and be so established that it supports every other faculty. And here's another one she has written. Sometimes in our zeal for the Lord's work, we feel called to do it. We emphasize the negative side of life and substance and love until we draw about us the correspondence to those negations. For example, a great desire for purity and for helping others to know and to live pure lives may cause us to throw so much of our thought and energy and substance into the fight against so-called impurity and waste and weakness that we fail to have enough energy and substance to build up our own life and create the loveliness that is God's plan for us. When everyone seeks to live in perfect harmony with divine law, he will begin to see order in his life, and discord, if there is any, will be the unusual thing. In fact, there will be nothing but order, harmony, and perfect conditions when we learn to express our Christ self. First and last, one must understand and appreciate life and lay hold of the faculty of life in such a way as to keep a vital interest in living and in bringing the body to its highest point of development. Not necessarily to give a number of pounds, nor to give strength, nor to the point where it heeds merely the demands of personal will and ambition, but to the goal of the radiant health and freedom that come from living from within, in harmony with the inner intelligence and the Christ pattern. And we have one more short paragraph on her thoughts of the faculties. The light of spirit, quickening the understanding, sets us free from all mortal sense and the boundaries placed by intellect. In the light of understanding, we behold God's presence and his kingdom and his children, and we see all of these as one, and each in right relation to the others. The faculty of discrimination enables us to know if we have really awakened and developed the capacity for righteous judgment and harmonious expression and Christ-like attitude along all lines. Well, I hope you have enjoyed these readings from the Letters of Myrtle Fillmore. Before we go, please know you matter. You are sacred, and you are so, so very loved. Namaste.
Thank you for joining us, and let's stay connected and grow in spirit. We are on Facebook. Search for Unity Church of El Cajon and follow us and like our posts. You can reach us on YouTube at Unity Church of El Cajon. Please subscribe to our channel, watch our videos, and leave comments which can help us improve. We are on the web at unityofelcajon.org. Email or call our church office to receive our weekly newsletters, which lists all of our activities and opportunities to learn and grow together.